Stalwart of independence from Yes East Ayrshire. Put your hands together for Gwen Sinclair, please.
Fesca Ma, Glasgow, hello, good afternoon. What a fantastic sight. It's a wee while since I've seen so many flags together in one space and in the square here in Glasgow, and it's just absolutely amazing. What a fantastic atmosphere. And yeah, basically I'm just wanting to have a wee think back to 10 years ago. And it was after the referendum in 2014 I first came to Hope Over Fear, and a few of us came up from East Ayrshire, Yes East Ayrshire, and we stood in the square alongside hundreds and hundreds of others who were feeling exactly the same as me, who were absolutely and utterly gutted by the result for the referendum in 2014. A result we've always felt was wrong. It was interfered with. If they had left us alone to make a democratic decision here in Scotland, then that would have been fine. If it went to be, they decided they wanted to stay in the UK, potentially we would still have been disappointed, but we would not have felt so upset and hurt and raw about the whole result. I would never have got behind a campaign in any shape or form had I not decided that there was a lot of truth. In fact, there was more truth in it than I probably even knew at that stage 10 years ago, about how successful and how downright amazing Scotland can be once it cuts its ties with the UK Union. Scotland at this point in time is being run from London. They make the decisions for us. They decide how much we can spend, and then by that they also decide how much we can have cuts made to our Scottish individual 32 councils in Scotland, which puts on great pressure onto every single one of us who lives here, having cuts made. These cuts are not necessary. None of them are necessary, and don't let anybody tell you that they are. They're being made because Scotland is underfunded and underused, and we're being used by the Westminster government to extract what they can in terms of finances from us and giving us as little as they can back. 2014 was a very, very hard time for us all, especially when later we discovered we were going to have 10 more years of austerity, 10 more years put in by a government that we did not vote for, and deciding what's going to happen in Scotland. But I'm not going to go on about that, because I'm sure every single one of you here today already knows what we should have had, what we could have had, and what we will have if we stand together and make sure it happens. Because I believe that there's more of us now who support independence even then, because a lot more has happened. And I believe that if we decide to keep going and we will never give up and we stand together, then we will achieve that. And so I'm really just wanting to say thank you today to every single person who's out here today in the square. I also want to say thank you to everyone who's watching, everyone who's live streaming for us, and everyone who is sharing this content throughout social media, because we know this will not be on the mainstream media in Scotland. Of course it should be another symbol of the fact that Scotland is not in the position it should be, because we should have these events on all of our media, and we know it won't be. So please share, hashtag, make sure we know, everyone knows this is happening, because we need to stand together now, folks. We're facing a winter with a rise in our fuel costs. Our pensioners are going to have struggle this year again, because they're going to be cutting the fuel allowance, a decision that was made in Westminster that affected our Parliament. So we need to stand together and not accept this. Scotland's an energy-rich country. We should not be having to suffer from having to sit with our lights off or our heating off at all. But thank you so much to everybody for coming out today, and most importantly, thank you so much to the team here at Hope Over Fear. Again, looking back to that time after the referendum, that event that happened inspired me to realise there were so many more of us who were never going to give up. And each time I come to Hope Over Fear, I've been buoyed up with the belief that we can do this if we stand together. And also just a quick a short thought to people who aren't able to be here today, our absent friends, who I know are standing with us in spirit with their saltires waiting for us to make this happen. So anyway, have a fantastic day, and all that's left to say is Shar Alapa, and have a great day. Thanks so much.